one of the things that can be kind of challenging about fractions is you can have, we've talked about equivalent fractions quite a lot. And that means that you can see the same value, the same fraction in different ways. And sometimes we want the fractions to be in a certain form so they're easier to work with, but then our final answer will look like something else. And so I want to take a minute before we start looking more at adding and subtracting at what we do if we get an answer that's an improper fraction. So remember from the vocabulary, well, a proper fraction, the word proper just means correct. But when I have the prefix "im," that makes it negative. So this is like not correct. So this can be a very useful form, but it's not a correct form for a final answer. So we can see actually that this improper fraction, we can write it also as a mixed number. And remember, a mixed number is a whole number and a fraction. Both of these are greater than 1. So if I look at this, I have something cut up into 2 pieces, and I have 1, 2, 3 of something cut up into 2 pieces. So I could write it like this, the improper fraction 3 over 2. And I can see that 3 over 2 is more than one whole thing because I have this piece over here. But if I look at it and I think about it just in terms of whole numbers, I could also say this is 1 whole, and that part right there is half. And so I could also write this as 1.5. Then I can go back in the other direction as well because I can say, okay, I have something cut up into 2 pieces 1 whole time. That's this part right here. That means I have 2 pieces times 1. But I also have this extra piece right here, so I need to add that. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1, and I would get the 3 over 2. I can go in both directions. And so let's look at how to do that if we don't have the picture. Let's say I have a fraction like 9 over 4. I get an answer. This isn't my final answer because it's improper. Improper. And I want to change it into a mixed number. That's going to be my final answer. So I'm going to say, how many times does 4 go into 9? Well, it goes in 2 whole times. 2 times 4 pieces. So if I have it 2 whole times, the 4 pieces 2 whole times, that gives me 2 times 4 is 8. So I'm going to take that out. And then I have 1 piece left over. 9 minus 8 is that 1 piece left over. And the thing is still cut up into 4 pieces. And then just like I did up here, I can always go back in the other direction too. I would say I have something cut up into 4 pieces 2 whole times. Well, 4 times 2, that would give me 8 pieces. And then I have to add the extra 1 on top, and I would be back with 9 again. So again, when I go in this direction, I'm dividing. What's my whole number? What do I have left over? And in this direction, I'm going to multiply and just add what's on top. And we're going to see that we need to be able to go in both directions. So really often, this is what a final answer will look like. But we will also see that if we are working with mixed numbers, that it'll often be easier to turn them into improper fractions. So this may be the form we work with. And this is another way with fractions of thinking about that word equivalency. So in the next activity, we'll practice with this a little bit, and then in the next couple of things in the module, then you'll see the application for this.